that we're going to ask questions that involve officer safety, your safety. We're going to ask questions that help us handle situations in the safest way. It's all about safety here. Every bit of training that we have goes into keeping our community safe and our officers safe at the same time. Each call taker that we have per shift could get up to a maximum of 200 calls per day in a 12-hour shift. So we're constantly busy, going and going. So the CAD and Hexagon really helps us communicate with the other partners that we have in emergency services. When I was first released from radio training, I maybe had 2 weeks by myself under my belt. I had an officer that was sitting out at a block party. He was just monitoring the scene, and he starts screaming on the radio that shots were fired. And what it turned out being was someone at the block party just willy-nilly started shooting into the crowd. 5 got shot, no critical injuries. I think they were all to the lower extremities. But that officer was alone on a scene being shot at. And we had to get, everybody that was on the way to the precinct turned around and headed right back. And to just hear an officer screaming that shots are being fired, it stands out in my memory. So the mapping system and just being able to that instant communication between agencies got those people the help that they needed. And everybody turned out fine that particular day, but it was because of how quickly the officers and medical were able to get to the scene. And that's because of how quickly we were able to communicate with each other. So I would recommend the Hexagon CAD system to other agencies, especially agencies that are in different buildings or different sites trying to communicate with one another. It's just so easy to send a screen when it's needed or send a CAD message when it's needed to communicate vital information back and forth. If an officer goes home at the end of the day, we did what we needed to do. If we can make it through a day without one person calling in a body down, then the community's safe, our officers are safe, we're going home, so we did what we needed to do for the day. And then the next shift starts all over again.